But you know what, guys? I think we're getting a little off track. And you know how we get back on track is we get into the game. So I'm going to give this over to you guys, and you can get us into the games. Daz, Jorby, I can't wait to see you guys cast.
I love it when James throws it to us, Daz. It's great.
I wish I just wasn't as confused going into this one. I mean, we talking about soup and calzones, and now
I'm
I'm
pretty sure every
hungry.
time I've ever been on broadcast with you, you've been confused. So I feel like this is just your default state of mind.
At this point, this is okay. Well, now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for lunch / dinner. At the same time, I'm trying to figure out which food is going to win and qualify for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Welcome to the loser squall match. Jorby.
Welcome to the That's all I got to say on it. I'm excited. I think that for freshness, for freshness, Alraz, or not Alraz. Oh, I'm all over the place, Daz. You got me all over the place. But
Yeah, you see?
For Luke, freshness, and Lion Blaze, I actually think this team has a good shot against Stromboli, but they got to come out strong in game one because I feel like, the hot hand does mean a lot when you just come off a best of 5. And not only that, but it was a clean 3 games. So heading into this, I think it's going to be, game 1 decides the series.
Oh, game 1 deciding the series. I like that, Jorby. I like that a lot as game 1 does start off. Now, looking at these teams and how they've been playing today, we've seen a team like Stromboli do very well against teams like Rat Enterprises. We talked about it earlier, but we've also seen Omelette show signs of life too. So this one, like you said, goes either way. It's going to be who can really maintain that momentum. And oh my goodness, as I say that, we already have a first goal. It's going to be Alpha kept opening it up.
Yeah, Stromboli just keep rolling, and it's a great progression. That first challenge from Alraz sets everything up, and while he doesn't get freshness, he forces freshness to avoid him, take a little bit of a detour, which buys just enough time for that goal to come through for Stromboli. So already perfectly executed by the BOLI boys.
BOLI, as like you said, as you start things off, and we see Omelette again having some offensive opportunities, but I like Omelette's playstyle a little bit more than from other teams I've seen, where teams like Rad and Valence, who have a lot of offensive aggression, but not necessarily finishing their chances. Omelette has shown that they can close out when they need to, so it makes them that much more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, the other thing I like about Omelette, and you can give this credit to BOLI as well, is they've gotten a lot better on defense, and specifically counterattacks, because I feel like the bane of a lot of rival series teams, as a set comes right in front of Stromboli's box but is sent away by Alpha Kep. I feel like defense has always been one of the main struggling factors of up-and-coming rival series teams, but these are 2 squads that are really starting to figure it out and not taking nearly as many risks. It starts to turn into more of that as another save across the box. It starts to turn into more of like, can you finish chances that you do get, like you were saying.
Yeah, and there's also a little bit of push and pull too with pressure. You saw Alpha kept downfield. Although there wasn't a pass, he jump set the ball to try to throw off the defense as much as possible. These little plays that we see from individuals while the ball's in front of the box are going to be so important, as both teams, again, are just trying to shake up the defense and make these chances that they get that much easier to score.
Keep an eye on those little 1v1s as we progress through the rest of the series, but Stromboli are hanging on to a 1-goal lead. Pass and a shot, it somehow gets by 2 defenders, and Alpha Kep will steal the boosts and really stint any kind of counterattack for Omelette. Luke tries, but he's denied by Alpha Kep again. And up in front, J-Pal has the shot, read off the crossbar by freshness, but they need a clear as Alraz puts it right back in front of the box. J-Pal, nothing, and Alpha Kep, you see him waiting, but Luke is going to take him out of the play, and no good. Another good challenge in midfield from Stromboli.
Yeah, I like the touch there from Lion Blaze. Immediately after Freshness gets demoed, he's on top of the ball, gets the clear out, buys Freshness some time to respawn and pick up boost, and is able to clear away any control that Stromboli will get. It's going to be a battle of reactions, and both teams are up to the task.
Alpha Kep next up here for Stromboli. Despite coming out strong off the kickoff, they really haven't had that many shot opportunities. There was 2 that came that were saved and knocked away. Other than that, though, they've struggled to stay in the blue half. Alpha Kep forced to stay down in the box, and Alraz is going to buy him some space. That demo from J-Pow as well gives him a 2-on-1 chance the other way. J-Pow pops it up off the backboard. Alpha Kep on target, saved again by Lion Blaze, but Kep steals the boost, and Alraz steals the ball away. Stromboli still on offense.
Looking for another chance. Alpha Kep had a good shot earlier, but took a little time getting to that one. Allowed Omelette to position themselves in net to effectively cover it. Still, though, Omelette down by 1. They need to figure out something here on the offensive end, as they haven't really had too many close chances.
They just haven't had any, or Omelette haven't had any space either. Every time they try to get a clear downfield, they end up either giving up possession or it's just a dead ball from a challenge. And even right there, like Freshness tries to break out, but there's someone on Stromboli always there to just swipe away at it. They might not gain possession, but now you've wasted boost, you've wasted time. And look, Stromboli have the ball. Here's Alrez, gets under 1. He's got Luke to beat, but couldn't continue the progression. Now Luke, he's left a little dazed, not sure when J-Pow is going to challenge that ball.
Yeah, Luke definitely needed some assistance there, and Freshness was able to bail him out. But even then, the panic, Stromboli in position. It's got to be a big thing for them. Finally, they get a small breakaway, but even then, J-Pow able to cover it up. One of the things that Stromboli do really well is just rotate down the pitches. J-Pow, ooh, right under the bar. He'll give Stromboli their second.
Yeah, wind up in the pitch, and he strikes him out. J-Pow, wider angle there, and oof, you love the top shelf shots, man. They always feel good to watch.
That power and the placement. No bar down, no bar out. Right in.
Nothing but net. J-Pow today, man. I know Alraz in Stromboli's last series was the striker, but I feel like it's a different match and a different player that ends up standing out on Stromboli, and that's what you like to see if you're a Stromboli fan. You want all 3 players to contribute in a big way. With Rocket League being the weak link game that it is, another clear out. There's 0 offense from Omelette. Only 3 registered shots on net and nothing to show for it as we move to game 2.
I feel like Omelette definitely are going to have a better game 2 than this one. It just seemed as though they couldn't read Stromboli, how they were playing down the field. Stromboli more spaced out. They had chances in offense where they did try to smother Omelette to see if that worked out well, but the biggest problem from Omelette was that the fact that they couldn't get too many clears downfield. They couldn't set up that consistent offense. They lost the midfield game so much over the course of that game 1 to where when they finally broke out, even their shot opportunities were just completely like shut down. So I feel like when you go into game number 2, now they know, okay, we got to space out a little bit more. It wasn't necessarily a bad game from Omelette. They only dropped 2 goals, but coming into game number 2, they're going to want to clean that up more.
Yeah, I totally agree. The space issue, especially like right after that first goal, when you're down 1-0, like 10 seconds into the game, that changes your entire approach to the game. It changes how you view the game. When you're playing from behind, you know, the heart rate's up a little bit. You go a little faster at the ball, and maybe you're more prone to making mistakes, and you end up not having any space. You use too much boost, all sorts of stuff. But it's a minor thing, but it is a big deal. I think you're right, though. I liked Omelette at times. I just think they have to find ways to create space. We've seen it in previous series today. Demos are always a great space clearer, if you will.
Yeah, demos definitely do the job, and they have those players on the team that can do that. Luke in the Rival Series in the past season was just so effective in the amount of demos he was able to get from Omelette. It was one of the things he was known for. Some people almost called him the NA Virtuoso. But that being said, they need to start using him more. There you go. Right off the kickoff, a demo comes out, and Luke gets a goal.
It does lead to their first goal. A nice little flip from Lion Blaze. As soon as he saw Alraz bite on it, he knew he had him beat. A nice little flick. It's the little moves that take you a long way. So 7 seconds, they end up dishing right back to Stromboli what they got served. Here's Luke, a nice carry, forcing Alpha Kep up, but he makes another save. Good close by Freshness. Lion Blaze is ready for it, but so is Alpha Kep. Picks up another save, Stromboli, more defense. Luke slows it down, he's by 1. Now got to get past Kep, he flips it over him. Freshness in the air, off the backboard, off of a player, and into the net. That's a 2-goal lead for Omelette.
And Freshness with the read, but also look at how important this is. There's a double commit on offense between Lion Blaze and Freshness. He gets that dunk to cement the goal. If that misses, that's going the other way. Great play for Freshness and Omelette.
At least it was in for, or at least that's what you're hearing him say. It's like, it's all right, we scored. Ooh, kept backing up. He'll have the clear, but little boosts. And again, 2 commit there from Omelette. With a 2-goal lead, no need to be too jumpy. We don't need to panic yet. High bounces. J-Pow works to clear it out for Stromboli.
J-Pow playing it close, but Stromboli, this is something we saw when they took their only loss in the series to Rat Enterprises, where they ended up dropping 4 goals on Neo Tokyo. The start here, very slow. This is a team that really excels well when their rotations are on, and you can see them starting to get a little shaky here, at least to start. They're doing a better job of cleaning things up as we approach the 3-minute 40 mark, but still, they haven't necessarily gotten loaded into this game just yet.
Well, it's a decent chance for Stromboli. You have Omelette. Well, they were pushed back, and they were sitting in a low boost situation, so a hard clear will be very beneficial for Omelette. Lion Blaze can't get the dunk against Alpha Kep. Catch from J-Pow. Alpha Kep eliminated from the play. The Stromboli forced back to their own corner. Setting up shop again. Here's Omelette. Pot shot taken away by Alraz. Freshness, another high ball. They're just forcing Stromboli to try these high, hard clears, but they've been shut down trying to break out every time. The touches aren't there. Alpha kept getting bumped by a teammate in net. And now J-Pow and Alrez are going to try to work their way out. And finally, they don't get past midfield.
They don't. Lion Blaze takes us the other way, and you can see Omelette again trying for that press. Still looking to keep the ball downfield. Now, Omelette have to be very careful here. They don't want to overcommit because Stromboli is a team that's really good on the counterattack as well. We've seen them score after being pressured for minutes of time. So definitely something to pay attention to as they're looking to make a chance. Almost.
Ooh.
Shot blocked.
Did like the idea from Alpha Kep, but now J-Pow, he's got a little bit of time. No need to rush. Freshness winning the challenge. And now again, Omelette ball. Demo on the defender in net. J-Pow last alive. And Alraz will give way for J-Pow, who's got Alpha Kep on the wing. You see Alraz swinging out right. He's got a pass over to him. The shot's on target, and it's saved by Lion Blaze. Alpha Kep getting bumped again, but he backs up into it. Nothing, and it long clear again. Nothing for Stromboli. Just when you thought it was about to develop, their one good shot on net ends up being saved by Lion Blaze.
Yeah, they might have a chance here. The slow play. Good demo from J-Pow there as Luke. I think he was going to score that one. Lion Blaze to try to keep it in. They'll go out. But again, Omelette still keeping up that offensive pressure. They're killing time on the clock, but it's still enough left for Stromboli to make a run.
Off the back wall again. Last man will be Alraz. He does keep it in play. All Stromboli can do, though, is just challenge the ball. They've been met with 50-50 after 50-50, and they haven't been able to get any of it towards the box. Alraz, he'll squeak past Freshness, but Lion Blaze is always ready to clear it out again. The rotations have been solid. The net is wide open. Lion Blaze will take it, and it's 3-egg omelet out here.
Okay.
To no BOLIs.
All right. You know,
I get that one.
I was ready to come in
one.
really quickly there, but you threw me off. The
okay.
fact that you look away at this one for a second, and Stromboli, who are keeping things up really well in the rotation, next thing you know, the net's wide open, and Lion Blaze able to get a good look. I mean, we knew that, or at least I felt like coming into this one, that Omelette would have a much better game too. But I didn't see Stromboli not getting on the board at all. They've just not been able to get anything through. Alraz with the shot. Alpha Kep. Okay, he'll pick up one as they get on the board.
Well, not completely out of the woods are Omelette. There's a little bit of time for Stromboli. If they get a favorable kickoff, they might have a chance here. A nice challenge from Alraz in front of the net. We'll see how they approach this. This kickoff is very important. As Alraz, it'll be a dead ball in front. And Lion Blaze will just scoop the ball away from Stromboli. Luke will kill more time off the clock. Now you're really starting to sweat just for this game if you're Stromboli.
So 30 seconds left. Stromboli still looking to see if they can get something going here. But again, this one No one home. J-Pow trying to race back at this time. He gets back in time with a chance here, but look at Omelette just taking advantage of all the space that they're giving. And at this point, just running out the clock as we hit the final 10.
Yeah, Luke's next touch there in the corner will kill more. And Stromboli, well, they started to get things figured out towards the end of the game. That's a nice pass that Alpha kept then blocked, but that's just an unfortunate consequence of inertia as you tried to get that pass out. Either way, that was Omelette's game to lose, and they did not. We're all tied up in this set now. Daz, my game one prediction, I think, has been blown out of the water. I think this was an excellent response from Omelette.
Yeah, very good. I mean, we knew Omelette would definitely have something to adjust to coming into game two. We knew that the game one scoreline was very close here, but this response was definitely unexpected. It just seemed like they caught Stromboli off guard, so to speak. And Stromboli, I mean, we saw them moving all over the place, just trying to figure out which way is the right way in terms of rotations. And it just didn't seem like they could get it together. And by the time and point that they could, it was already too late. And we saw Omelette take this one in a nice 3-1 fashion. Still 2-goal score lines, which is good, but it'll be very telling whoever comes out in terms of this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of piggyback off your point, I think the communication issue is kind of palpable when so many times on defense you saw players on Stromboli running into each other. All three of them were victims of it at one point in time. And, it's tough. It feels like in that situation, some teams get into that habit where when you're losing, you're not talking. And when you're losing, that's when you need to be talking the most. But as far as your mentality goes, sometimes it's hard to, fight the feeling of the loss and to be able to keep talking. But when you see teammates bumping into each other, not aware of where they are on the pitch, that's a communication issue. So I think Stromboli will get that figured out with a reset.
Yeah, and it's not to say that Omelette didn't play perfect that game as well. We definitely saw the fair share of double commits coming out from them. It just didn't seem like Stromboli were in a position to necessarily take advantage of that, which is going to be something that we have to look at as well. Because, again, Stromboli had a very good start to open this series up, but, again, those rotations just seem to fall apart. I feel like as they are able to reset, have a fresh 5 minutes on the clock, they can be put in a very particular, they could be put in a much better position than they were last game. But question to you, though, Jorby, in terms of individual performance, who are you looking at here individually?
Oh, man. After that first game, I think, or the second game, sorry, on Omelette, I really like Freshness. I think Freshness is consistent in general, but in this match, he has been always in the right place to make a challenge. Even if he can't progress the ball down the field, he'll at least stop a counterattack if he's the man to do it. Like, Freshness just has a good brain, and I thought that really helped Omelette keep the ball out of their own half for game two.
I can see that. I think for me, at least to put somebody on the Stromboli side in the spotlight, I think it has to be Alraz here. He's the only dominance player we have on the field right now, and we all know the dominance just gets so much extra power on the ball in terms of shots, and he's definitely put on some really high-speed shots over the course of the day in general. So I think Alraz is definitely going to be somebody that if he gets things going on the right end, it'll be great to see. I mean, the funny thing about, at least looking at things from an Omelette perspective, is that they are kind of a triple threat here as well. You talk about Freshness, but we've seen Luke pop off. We saw that happen yesterday. Lion Blaze is definitely just a name in general, especially with what we know he can do in that 1v1 scene. So that part is just knowing that Omelette have all these members on their team just makes them a team that you have to watch out for. Same can be said for Stromboli. I just feel like a lot of people kind of underrate them as a roster overall.
I would tend to agree. I think that for a lot of fans out there, their measuring stick is always going to be against RLCS teams, and if you don't meet that stick, then I think most people have a tendency to underrate these up and coming teams. Not just Stromboli though, like Omelette, Plot Twists. A lot of these up-and-coming teams, but for Stromboli, I have to agree with you. Alraz, the Dominus, it's the king of winning, challenging the ball high. I don't think an Octane can win a low challenge against a Dominus, and you got proof of Alraz dunking like every other game as proof of that.
Yeah, proof of that. Definitely you show signs of life. Alpha Cap's definitely had some solid shots. You've seen the same thing coming out with J-Pow as well when he's on the ball. So Stromboli definitely a team to keep eyes out for everyone on the pitch too. So we have everyone in the lobby. We just have to get the lobby sorted out. We have game 3 underway. 1-1 series score. Let's see who goes on match point.
We got it. And Luke, he has it. Oh, massive fake in midfield, and then the ball faked him. Hate when that happens.
Oops.
And then Luke is doing some fancy wheel work here on the sidewall. Freshness pops this up on the air dribble. Alpha kept bit, and Freshness can't put it in.
Wow.
Luke can't either. Oh, it's so much work from Freshness to be met with no reward.
You can tell Omelette they want this one. They're being very aggressive in that corner, but it will get away from them. Freshness wants to get a clear out. It's already a quick start here, but so far pressure going out to Omelette to kick this off.
And now that we're in game 3, it is a best of 5 for the qualifying match. So there are not many, you only got one more extra life for either of these teams to qualify into the main event, joining Plot Twist, who qualified earlier today. Lion Blaze muscles his way past another on the challenge, and if he doesn't, well, they were going to be in trouble as Lion Blaze was third man. Now Luke, he ends up losing clean on the challenge, and now Omelette are forced back. Well, that was the most calculated pass to J-Pow I've ever seen. And Stromboli can't put it in the net. I thought they had it. Oh.
Such a close chance, and it still can't find it. Alras with a shot under, or it hits the bar. Although it looked like it was going under. And Alpha Cap will try to keep this in play. They had a chance there in front, but look at Stromboli. They're playing much better than what we've seen in the last game. They're looking to make improvements. Alpha Cap, top right! Cap, let's go!
Call him Juke Master Flex. Look at this. Whoop! Around him. Hey, what you gonna do? Save that. Nah. Alpha Cap puts it in. What a move. What moves? Nice moves. That's
Nice
it.
moves.
Yeah, I got there.
Great goal from Alpha Cap for Stromboli. They get one, and they have the lead here in game 3. And it's interesting to see how Omelette are going to respond. Omelette starting to struggle. That one gets almost away from them as it was pushed downfield.
But as you talk about individual performers as, oh, I thought Lion Blaze, he recovered from the bump and almost made this save. Alraz will get the goal off the pass from Alpha Cap. It's a bouncer. Lion Blaze, tough read. He came off from that chip, and he actually did get a wheel on it, too. So, Stromboli, just a tsunami when they get on offense, and they get another goal. But the point I was making earlier, Daz, talking about individual performance, Alpha Cap, yesterday he had that sick double save. He also had some key bumps, and now he 1v3s the team in this game, in a crucial game 3 where you can take the series advantage. So big ups for Stromboli. Halfway through, they've taken control of the game.
Yeah, now things are moving in their favor. We're seeing Omelette try to work on a chance to respond here, but it's going to be tough. Even in this type of situation where you have everybody set, all it takes is a clear here from Alpha Cap. And now they got 3.
I got 3, and Luke racing, 5 boost and a dream, picked up 1 pad, but the ball taunted him the whole way back to his net. And oof, that is not how you want to do it. That whole play as it started, Omelette already overextended themselves before that ball ever got cleared back. 2 of them were low on boost. Alpha Cap might get a 4th goal, but it will be saved by Luke this time. It just, as soon as a team gets down 2-0, all of a sudden they stop caring about which risks they're taking, even though there was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. They've got to be more careful in their progression down the field. They're not completely out of it in game 3, but the road will certainly be long.
Like I said, not out of it. But well, the craziest part about that chance that they had too was everybody was set up on the offensive end. It looked like a genuine 1v3, and Alpha Cap still was able to get that clear out.
Yeah.
So it just seems like they need to be a bit more careful with sending the house forward, even though the chance may look like it's going to go their favor. All it took was one clear, and now we see them in a tough spot. Like you said, down by 3, a minute 30 left, and Stromboli with all the control.
Oh, nice touch to set Luke up here. Luke had ended up taking 2 of the boost away, but it doesn't matter when you don't have control of the ball. What a pass to Alpha Cap, and it rolls off the post. Alraz tries to flip in front. No goal. A fourth would have certainly put the nail in game 3. With a minute left here, freshness, nothing. Alraz will punt it away. And again, just so clean here from Stromboli when they're playing with confidence. And you see the speed there from J-Pow. Every single touch that Omelette try to make happen is met on the contest. And they cannot win consistently on these 50-50s.
He just tried to pinch it. Like, I don't know. J-Pow could have just scored it, but I guess they wanted to go for the pinch. Look at them. They're playing around them. At this point, you got to chalk up the game. You have to chalk up the game.
Yeah.
Freshness tries to get the clear out. Lion Blaze, we'll pretend we didn't see the aerial. As Alpha Cap gets a wide open net. And Omelette, again, just didn't seem like they could get any control of the ball on their offense. Or on their defense, on their own offense.
I mean, the nice thing for Omelette, you still got one more game, and they need the reset. The outpouring of offense from Stromboli after that Alpha kept 1v3, that just turned the game on its face after the couple of trades you saw go back and forth, and they were never able to recover from it. And the desperation, like you see Luke, I think Luke in particular has been struggling. He's been trying to push forward as second man pretty consistently, but he ends up using a lot of boost in that situation, and then he has to rely on a steal to either stay in the play if his teammate wins the challenge, or he ends up having to just retreat and give up possession, or the ball's cleared over his head because he doesn't have the boost to deal with it. Freshness will pick up 1 for the road, and it might mean a little bit for them heading into Game 4, but I do feel like there were struggles, there was desperation, and that led to mistakes on offense from Omelette.
Yeah, a lot of struggles. Especially, and you talk about desperation too, and we saw just the whiffs that we saw on defense to try to get clears out just only showed signs of Omelette really struggling to keep up with Stromboli, where they just felt like they needed to play much more faster and probably didn't even understand how much time they had on the ball. It just seemed like it led to a lot of just forced touches that gave up possession and more control to Stromboli, who just ended up playing around all of that. So a great work for Stromboli too.
Yeah, and credit to Stromboli. When they were on offense, something that they were able to do was force the ball up high and away from defenders, forcing defenders to use boost in situations, and then letting the ball go, stealing boost, and just eventually whittling Omelette away. It's a tried and true strategy if you can make it work, but Omelette a pretty good defense. I think they can get this figured out. I don't think Alpha Cap is gonna 1v3 them again. If he does, I mean, that's crazy, but Omelette are a good squad. I don't know, Daz. What do you think? What's the one thing? Give me the top thing Omelette has to do.
I feel like it's just space out a little bit more. Bring a guy back. We're starting to see a little bit of what we saw with teams like Rad and Valence, where they're getting too aggressive. And when you get too aggressive, you end up forcing mistakes that don't need to be forced here. I feel like if you just have that one guy back who's just solely focused on cutting out that transition from that Stromboli will have to get on the offense and keep cutting that transition out, it'll make Stromboli have to play in an uncomfortable pace again.
Well, this is it now for Omelette. They got one more chance at this. They cannot lose anymore. Lion Blaze barely picks up the save. Luke has to dive back to keep the ball away from Alraz, but it's J-Pow's turn now as he just keeps it locked on the opposing back wall, and just the speed from Alpha Cap. The demo on the back end, though, to kill 2 demos. And Lion Blaze, casually swings it over. But even after 2 demos, Daz, Omelette still have to fight for possession in midfield. And now they get scored on. Alpha Cap picks up the bouncer. The BOLI boys are back.
As that one drops down, Lion Blaze doesn't have the read, gets messed up by the post too. He tried, but Alpha Cap has that shot all day long. The transition from Stromboli. I talked about cutting out the pass and cutting out those midfield plays if you are Omelette. And yes, Stromboli are doing that same thing. Those cuts from midfield, that transition leads to clear open chances that Omelette just have not been able to defend.
If you take away that last goal from Freshness. It's 5 unanswered goals for Stromboli. Great pass in the middle. Luke puts it up. But J-Pow's got a full tank of boost and actually plays by 1. Omelette are playing this rotation really tight. Everyone was pushed up past the third, and now they're forced to give up space, but Freshness gets a great 50. Back on the other side, Lion Blaze has a shot off the crossbar and in! Omelette are back in it.
Look at this, the shot here from Lion Blaze. The turn, sees the defense, puts the shot through, gets a little help too from the post. You can't be mad at that. Puts it on target and brings Omelette back in the game.
That's the shock to the system they needed. Now on the kickoff, can they keep the energy pumping? And instead, J-Pow will kick it away to the back wall. Still Omelette, it's plenty of time. No need to rush things. Tie game, great touch from Luke. But midfield is going to be a struggle. Alpha Kep getting in the way, just being an absolute nuisance. And Alraz even slowing down Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze ends up hitting Alraz. And like this is what Stromboli have done so well against Omelette. It's not just the touches that they're beating Omelette to the ball on, but it's just being annoying. And every single touch is either getting bumped or you feel like you have to avoid 3 different kinds of approaches. Omelette just can't find a way out. They can't find consistent possession. Look, Alpha Kep's alone in the third. Lion Blaze had to dive for that, and he is rewarded with a goal and a lead.
Okay, Alpha Kep was a little cheeky here with the fake. Like, he tried to fake and go for the soft touch. He thought Lion Blaze was going to go high. Lion Blaze had him red there. So for Alpha Kep, that one is on him. Lion Blaze, though, good read. As, again, he comes up and gets the second goal for both him and Omelette.
Especially when Stromboli have been starting to, mount pressure. It can be easy in that situation to just dive for the 50, which is probably why Alpha Kep thought it would work. But Lion Blaze, he plays ones.
That he does. If anyone knows Lion Blaze, he plays once, so it's not easy to just simply throw a fake out of nowhere and expect him not to go for it. But this type of shot from J-Pow, that'll work. Alpha Kep pass, J-Pow still! He can't find the shot today. It'll get away from him, and his Lion Blaze will clear it out.
The fourth man whispering in the ears of Stromboli. On defense, the crossbar coming up big. Challenge from Luke, but Alpha Kep always ready and waiting. Again, the speed. Not even willing to wait for the ball to come back down. If there's an angle, anyone on Stromboli takes it. And I love the aggression. I love the pass, too. Alraz back out. Luke tried to jump in front. That's a shot for Alraz. Right. Oh, J-Pow almost put it in. Luke in a dangerous spot, and it barely gets it out. Alraz ends up helping Omelette on the play, but J-Pow keeps it out to the corner. Alpha kept getting bumped out of the way. Here's Lion Blaze on the slow, back around the corner. He's got one on the wing, up high in the backboard, taken away by Alpha Kep. Potentially dangerous situation still for Stromboli. Here's Luke up against J-Pow. Freshness, there's no angle for him. Stromboli hold the line, and Alraz is back on offense to J-Pow. Shot is blocked by Luke diving back. Alpha Kep can't get there. Freshness, crucial clear.
Good clear, and danger finally eliminated with that clear from Luke. Stromboli are really pulling out the stops here on offense. They're keeping up even amongst the demos that we're seeing come out here, as you can see Omelette trying to keep things in play, but they got to be careful. Stromboli are looking for a chance there. It's been very close as that one goes over to the corner. We'll see if they can get one in.
J-Pow had to leave the play to go get boost. He's coming back quickly to make that challenge happen against Freshness, but it'll be Luke's ball. And Omelette, they're slow to it, but Lion Blaze will get it anyway. Trying to wrap around J-Pow, and Stromboli get it clear. Alraz, delayed shot, will not be in. Luke, another save. Omelette, they've been holding this lead, but for how long can they? They're going to have to get another clear, Daz, as time is running out in regulation in Game 4. Omelette need this victory.
Alraz is doing what he can to keep this one in play. You can see it taking their time, but also holding on to possession as much as possible. This is just going to be Omelette searching for the clears, staying on top of the ball, looking for demos, but there might be a chance here as this one goes the other way.
Get it out to the corner, but Alpha Kep's lurking. He takes the boost out. Alraz trying to work his way towards J-Pow. It's going to get there. Now off the back wall. Back to Alpha Kep. Still off the corner. No one from Stromboli will be able to play it. Massive clear from Omelette. Now Stromboli have to do it in the air. And J-Pow might have given them one last chance off the side. That will do it. We go to Game 5 for our qualifying match our final of the day.
Okay, all right. The scene has been set. It's been back and forth between Omelette and Stromboli, but again, only one team can make it in this final qualifying spot. So it's been, Stromboli had a really good chance there. So many close offensive chances, but it just seemed like they couldn't find the net. To be honest, it just seemed like they couldn't find the net.
Dude,
I mean,
do you know that save that Luke had? Where he dove back.
Yeah.
It still had his flip to actually get the ball out. That was crazy. Like, he flew back, but was able to kill enough of his momentum to get the ball. I'm pretty sure 90% of that ball was in the net.
Yeah, or the pitch that went like towards Alraz, and he pinched it up, and J-Pow was like on that top right corner and tried to lay it down, but just couldn't get it in time. Like, it was just so many close chances that it just seemed like you thought that, okay, Stromboli, they got to do it here. No? Okay, maybe this one. No? It was... I just felt like they couldn't buy a goal.
Crossbar. Welcome to Crossbar Rocket League, Summer Shuffle Edition.
The defense was good,
Beyond the Summit. The defense was good, but you know what else is good, Daz? If you want a little more room for food calories, you can drink a 0 sugar Monster Energy. Ooh. It's got 10 calories.
How many?
So, 10.
What?
You can count on your fingers how many calories this Monster Energy 0 sugar can has. It's got all the caffeine for you. We're energized up for Game 5, our final qualifying match of the day. Who enters the main event? We find out now.
I feel like we'd have a successful career in advertising if this doesn't work out.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk.
All right. Well, J-Pow will pick up a save right off the crossbar. Lion Blaze squares up once, and Alpha Kep, who, mark his consistency. I feel like he has just been playing an excellent series overall and almost owned goal. I'm pretty sure that Lion Blaze will get this goal, but I'm also pretty sure Alpha Kep was saved by the opponent on his attempted own goal.
Yeah, that one barely pinches out. Lion Blaze goes for a shot. Good placement there to make sure an old double save happens. And off a crazy offensive strike, Omelette. First goal of Game 5.
Huge pace setter for Omelette. It's been an absolute fight in this series. Both teams really wanting to get into this main event. J-Pow catching Lion Blaze. Alpha Kep able to at least hit the ball, but then he got bumped by Lion Blaze. Good progression for Omelette despite the low boost situation. It's amazing what a 50-50 win can do for you.
You see one there. Works out well as J-Power gets some space to push it downfield. Alpha kept looking for a pass there. Very light touch. And you can just see Omelette now. They're waiting for these touches. They're waiting for Stromboli to move downfield to try to get a strong counterattack. So far, it's been successful. Whoa, Luke with the dunk.
Luke carries this up to the top. Gets that first touch. That's going to be a tough read from the net. And then pre-flips into the ball.
Wait, what?
He beat him to it.
He didn't even touch it.
Oh, it looked like it touched the side of his car on my screen when I was looking on his camera.
No, Luke touched it.
Did he not touch it?
J-Pow didn't touch it.
Oh, J-Pow didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke straight up beat him to the ball.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
It looks like they're actually going to get another goal.
It's loose. Oh, Omelette dishing it raw right now to Stromboli. 3 goals in the opening minute and a half. Ouch.
Man, this is not the start you want from Stromboli. Down by 3, open net opportunities, and the top right corner of your net just being exposed by Omelette. They got to get it together.
We've seen some great work from Stromboli. We've seen some solo efforts as well. They might need some of that magic now. A 4th goal, even at this juncture, might even put them in. And look, Luke, well, he tried to fake out J-Pow twice. He got him the first time, but now Stromboli finally able to stabilize just a little bit. But look at that dive from the second man. You do got your third man, J-Pow, back to handle the ball, and he actually got a monster clear, but the spacing right now on their rotation is just too far. They're forced to chase Omelette around for the ball, and Freshness is able to put shots on net. Luke might even get a look at it, but Alraz, excellent work on the clear.
Now Stromboli, finally they can connect on a pass. As the pass plays were really putting them in danger. They would go for pass plays, but the second man or the follow-up just wouldn't be there. So they gave up so much possession. Now it seems like they're starting to get more settled in, but they got to dig deep here. This game's halfway over.
High ball for Omelette. That's a good touch off the back wall. Alpha kept, though, it's too light of a touch. J-Pow slowing it down. Bought some time for Stromboli to get reset. But Alpha kept slow on the challenge in midfield. Luke trying to have fancy wheel work of his own, but he's forced back to midfield. Why are Stromboli slow to this ball right now when they were first to it? Off the back wall, shot's good. Lion Blaze puts it in. Omelette, it's a 3-course breakfast meal on Champions Field. They're eating good.
Oh my goodness, Luke pre-jumped the clear from Alpha Cap. Knew exactly where the ball was going to be. Got a beat, and Lion Blaze follows it up. At this point, Omelette are looking to close this out and make sure it's a one-sided game. Up by 4 with 2 minutes as they continue to press.
Did you say that Omelette are looking gourmet, Daz?
I don't think
I'm sad I couldn't see your face. I only say these things just because I know you make a great face. But speaking of faces, Omelette, 3 faces have put on an incredible Game 5 performance. But hold on, not quite out of the woods yet as Alvarez punches one in off the bottom corner.
This could be the start of something here for Stromboli. Decent amount of time on the clock, but it has to be all execution from this point forward.
They're going to need every kickoff win they can get. It'll be Alraz on the kickoff, Alpha kept on the cheat up, but he ends up having to retreat back to midfield. Still, it's not a bad look for Stromboli. They do grab the ball. Now it's about finding that finishing shot, but freshness makes the task difficult. Luke avoids a demo and even set up for something, but Omelette are forced back to the corner.
Now Omelette, again, biding their time. Just has to run out the clock here, as time is ticking, and these wasteful touches into the corner do not benefit Stromboli at all. J-Pow pretty much almost throw that away, and with the lack of follow-up, and Alpha kept so late to that one, again, their chances just run away from them.
It just feels like it's flipped all of a sudden. Stromboli were winning these 50s, or these first touches to the ball, but now they're just straight up slow. They're not even getting to the point where it's a 50-50, and they're just trying to manage clears. Every single touch they have is sent back to their own half. Freshness carrying this up. It's all about time management now, and Luke sent one guy to space. We'll see you in Mars, and that is more time shoot off the clock. There's a demo for Stromboli. Can they get the goal?
Oh,
no,
man.
Nothing.
That was
they try and try as they may, but they fail. 20 seconds remaining.
It's over. And that was the clearest chance they had all game. There's no reason the goals couldn't have been scored there. Now Omelette are setting defense. It's the final 10 seconds. But Omelette, I mean, you got to give them some credit here. They earned that win. A very strong performance from them as they take the final 2 games in a row, and they qualify for our Summer Shuffle main event.
Yeah, especially in the last minute of that game, Omelette were just sending Stromboli like flying across the field like they were confetti with the bumps. Luke had like 3 bumps where he just punted all three of Stromboli's players at one point. It just took them out of the play completely. And those kind of bumps, they're so much more harmful to your team than a demo. Because on a demo, at least you spawn with boost and you're only out of the play for 3 seconds. But with a bump like that sends you just to the ceiling, you're out of the play for more than 3 seconds, and you got to rotate back. That absolutely killed anything Stromboli had going for them. They had their chances in this series. They ended up hitting the crossbar. They couldn't keep sustained pressure. They couldn't even. They didn't have any possession in that game. In that last game 5, man, I was really impressed how they just came out and smacked Stromboli in game 5.
Yeah, especially with the start that we saw from Stromboli as well. They looked very confident. The games they won, it just really was one-sided for the most part. Meanwhile, Omelette, when they had their chances, they took it to Stromboli. I mean, Luke especially, just some great touches on the ball. Like you said, freshness, you got to watch, came up big time over the course of the series. It just seemed like that was something that they were not going to lose. And, I mean, when it came down to it, games 4, games 5, they pulled through.
And credit to Luke as well. I know I picked on him a little bit in one of the games earlier in that series, but the dude did such a good job getting behind balls, taking them away from opponent cars, and then just wasting so much time on the clock. He was so reliable in those situations. So Plot Twist and Omelette going to be in the main event for the Summer Shuffle. Ah, man, I'm excited to see these guys, especially with the cool modes we got coming up. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we've, I've spoken to Luke a lot over the past few times. I mean, regardless of who would have gotten in, whether it was Alpha Cap or Luke, I would have at least known someone that was going to be in there. So regardless, it would have been a fun time in general. But that being said, I'm really happy that we're able to qualify because, again, the Summer Shuffle is going to be a fun time. Fun time.
Fun time indeed. That's all our games though. I think James he's currently invisible. Can we fade James in?
I am here. I have appeared.
Ooh, fade.
I am present.
That was beautiful.
Gentlemen, that was a wonderful cast. Jorby, you had me laughing a few times. Same with you, Daz. You know, that was a fun series to watch. As you said, Daz, the stage was set. That's what we wanted. Game 5, going the distance to get that final spot, and none other than the tasty, delicious, watery omelet that gets the dub.
Something tells me Luke doesn't put water in his omelets, James.
I mean, we'll ask. We'll ask. I wonder how many of them have made their own omelets. So we'll see who we get in here on the interview. I posted that question to our administrative and production team, who from Team Omelette will be here to speak with us. But Jorby, maybe just give us your thoughts from the day. This is the end of the day. You know, I want to just hear maybe the moment that you knew Omelette was going to make it.
I knew Omelette was going to make it as soon as Alpha Kep tried to make a save, and he couldn't. When Alpha Kep can't make the save, it's GG. It's GG. Especially this weekend.
Daz, was this what you were thinking? I mean, didn't you say Stromboli?
I was feeling Stromboli. I
was a Boli boy. Yeah.
I was definitely feeling Stromboli. But you know what had happened? What game was it? I think it might have been game 2 when Stromboli just didn't have any rotations. Then I was like, okay, this is not a good sign. But then also when they played on Neo Tokyo, and I believe it was Neo Tokyo. Either Neo Tokyo or it was either game 3 or
Every
game 4.
map is Neo Tokyo.
I know, right? I've seen it so many times. But when Alpha Cap had the ball on the dribble and he tried to fake out Lion Blaze, I was just like, okay, why are you doing this?
But you know what's exciting is we actually have the winners themselves. Team Omelette, Lion Blaze, Luke, and Freshness joining us. Guys, I'll start with Freshness. Freshness, I love watching you play. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Luke, Lion Blaze, you guys did amazing. I guess Lion Blaze, we talked a little bit about you and your ones.
He's not here. He's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Well, then, Furtive, what the? So, who do we have on the line?
It's
is it just
Luke
you?
and Freshness.
Is it just Luke and Freshness? Okay.
Yeah.
Luke, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Welcome. All right, wait. I'm trolling. No way.
No, I mean, you're welcoming me to the show as well. You're just such a
I'm trolling.
You're such a kind spirit. But I want to, Luke, I want to kind of learn a little bit about your journey. I haven't really seen much of you. I've seen Joe Freshness around. Luke, and briefly, how'd you get here? What's your story, man?
So I've been kind of like under the radar for a while. I used to play a lot of weeklies and stuff, but since I wasn't old enough to play RS up until I think about a year ago, I was like kind of just under the radar, just playing weeklies and just kind of rolling and doing free play, ranked and things like that. But now that I have the opportunity to, I think my second season that I tried for RS, I ended up making it with Freshness and JRUS last season, and then now we're trying out Lion Blaze, seeing how that's going to go, and obviously so far we've done pretty good, so good things to come.
Absolutely, you guys were really impressive. I think Plot Twist was just hot to this qualifier. They were playing incredibly, and Freshness. Maybe I would like your perspective, the player perspective, on what you think about this new format that was announced by Psyonix, and kind of what events like this mean and what this overall format change means to you as a player.
All right. Well, to me and to all the RLRS players, it means, it's really good news because we don't always get that chance to prove ourselves. And I think it's been proven since a few seasons now that RS is pretty close to RLCS. So It's really good to have a chance to like, qualify for events and more money.
Oh, I do know. It's fun to play
Pressure.
video games for money. I want to ask quickly before I open the floor to Jorby and
Sorry,
Daz. Have you seen the wheel and deal format at all? Are you guys strategizing at all, or did you just kind of pay no attention?
I saw the Twitter post and
What is that?
I looked over it.
Are you watching the stream right now?
No.
Should we be?
I mean, if you bring it up, our wonderful graphistician, which is our production person, brought up how that game's going to work or how this tournament's going to work, the side event. So you guys are you're going to get to play in this side event. Each team gets to draft a deck, and there's 4 card types, and you draft 5 cards of each card type, and you take turns playing a card, and that determines what the rules are of the series. So I don't know if you got Lion Blaze, so maybe you pick 2 1v1 cards and just see where it goes. Who knows? You can do anything. Do anything. Do you see it?
It'll definitely be interesting to see how like if some teams pick like hoops or something or like snow day and how that plays out and or even something like drop shot,
So like if you had to play either, would you play hoops or drop shot?
Dude, I'm a drop shot man.
Drop. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Then you better pick drop shot.
I'm a Freshness
If you don't-
fan.
No, I
I'm a
used to
Freshness
be.
fan.
I used to be like top 3 with some people.
So
for, like,
you guys are
a few
picking 2
seasons.
drop shots.
Or, like,
2
a-
drop shot cards then, huh?
Well, I would want to. Drop shot is insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude, more drop shot with pro level play is what I need in my life. I need that.
Dude, I can't wait. Freshness, and sorry for interrupting you there. I was just so excited because I want to see drop shot. One of the things that I tested was spike rush drop shot. It was actually insane. Crazy. So I look forward to that. Jorby, Daz, I want to give you guys a chance. I'm hogging the mic with these guys. It's always fun to see this next generation of players come up. But you got any questions for them?
Yeah, I got one question for both of you. Your first group stage match in the Summer Shuffle is going to be against NRG. So my question to you is, how many games do you beat them in?
Oh.
Not it.
I know last time we played them, we had a different third, obviously, and it was 4-1, and I think in a pretty close series. At least the first few games were pretty close. So I think we definitely have the potential to maybe take it all the way, but I want to shoot for at least 2 or 3.
2 or 3. I'll take that.
Yeah, we're
I'll
winning
take
in 2. Winning in 2. somehow.
Winning in 2, yes.
Daz, what you got,
At least
man?
that many. Yeah.
All right, so this was for Luke. Luke, when did you get good, man? Okay, no.
What?
Before I say anything, obviously, I'm really close to Luke. We play games a lot. You were pre-jumping to these past 2 days. Now, what's going on? Because this is very uncharacteristic behavior. Were you just feeling it this week, or what's up?
I don't know. I think I just, woke up on the right side of the bed. I had some confidence, I mean, a lot of times I think my biggest flaw is like getting scared of the ball and then just like backing off, and I leave a lot of open space. So I think just really just saying, all in, just going to go for the ball. Like, I don't really care what happens is probably like what I've been doing the past few days, and it's been working really well. So.
Well, we did see the ball fake you out in that last game. So.
Oh yeah.
No call outs
man.
over here.
Hey,
Wow,
man.
dude. I mean, they just won, Jorby. You gotta chill out.
That's why.
okay?
That's
Just chill
why.
out. Chill out.
I said all the good things. I can throw one in there, right?
Okay, all right. Also, before I give you guys the final floor to say what you want to say, I do have an important question. Has either one of you made an omelet before in your life?
Of course, omelets are insane.
Yeah.
That's why I came up with the name.
So have you ever put water in your omelet?
I mean, when you take it out of the pan, there's like sauce sometimes. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna send you.
I don't.
Freshness.
I just whisk the eggs and just throw it all on the pan.
Okay, so you guys are
And then add
like
toppings.
omelets can be so much better. I will send you a link to a recipe, but that is beside the point. I want to give you both an opportunity to have the floor. We'll start with Luke. Luke, is there anything you want to say out there to anyone watching, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Not really. I mean, I'm just
Wow.
all in here
What?
just for the game. Wait, actually, you know what?
It's okay.
You know what? Shout out Daz. And shout out Scuda. Shout out Scuda.
Scuda,
yes.
Scuda
and Daz.
Yes. Scuda
Okay,
and
all
Daz,
right.
yep.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
freshness.
Hey, and yeah.
Is there anything you want to say? Anyone you want to say anything to? Floor is yours.
Thanks to Luke for clutching up in Game 5s like always. And this guy's asking me a Firewire. Shout out Firewire and Taz963.
Look at you. You're just a man of the people. Well, thank you guys
Does anyone
both.
in the chat want
No,
to?
he's a friend. He's a friend. It's not from
All right, well, there you go. There you go. Okay, I thought you were just reading chat names. So that's better. But anyway, thank you both for joining us. Congratulations, and we'll see you guys in the main event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There we go. Class acts. Omelette. I'm a fan of Team Omelette. Interview with Freshness and Luke. There, guys. Daz, why are you hiding these guys? Why are you hiding Luke from us? He's a treasure. He's a national treasure.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Listen, it's a summer shuffle, and even I got my deck of cards. Okay, so you gotta watch out. Okay.
And also,
okay.
I want to give a shout out to Pythian who brought up all of the things that we like, all the graphics so quickly today. And we're gonna test them one more time. Let's go and take a look at the bracket from the qualifier. We'll get the final bracket, the 2 teams that qualified. We're testing them right now. Oh, look at that. That's good.
You call him a graphic station, right? I like that.
Graphic
I like that
station.
word. The graphic station.
And you can see plot twist. We saw them on fire. Only dropping 1 game every series. They looked ferocious. Omelette dropped down from plot twist, but then ended up beating Stromboli twice to get in. And my favorite series were probably the plot twist series. Every single one of them was a blast to watch.
Yeah, I really loved. I loved watching plot twist. I actually really liked Stromboli's run after, they won their last series. I really thought that they were going to take it and they were gonna make it into this event. But Omelette, I'm just as happy that they've made it, and I'm excited for these 2 teams because, like Freshness was saying, a lot of rival series guys feel like that the gap has closed a lot more than people think, and I tend to agree. And I think we have some recent results that are starting to show that, and so. Summer Shuffle is going to be the Summer Shuffle is going to be really interesting for these 2 teams, and I'm just excited because all the teams in the qualifiers these last 2 days are all these teams that are right there. They're right at that bubble, and we're going to see so much more of them in the recent future. So I'm excited.
The recent future, I love that. The recent,
recent.
It's like
I didn't even think about it.
The not so distant.
What was
future.
the word that turtle? Let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule as I try to. What was that word? Was it transfolding?
Transfolding.
Let's transfold to
transfold.
tomorrow's schedule as we take a look at what we got coming up tomorrow. We have NRG going up against Omelette first thing, so we'll get to see Luke to see if his 2-game prediction, which means he's predicting they'll lose, will come to pass. Space
if he wins in
Station-
2, that'll be historical.
Yeah, he wins 2-0. They just win so badly.
Just done.
But then
Let that
plot
energy
twist
just leave.
versus Space Station. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jorby. What were you going to say?
No, James. Nothing I said was important.
No, everything. I love listening to everything you say, Jorby. You make me laugh when you cast.
That's just not true, James.
Okay, well,
I'm here too. I'm here too, guys.
Daz, why do you have to feel like you have to say that? I know you're here.
I just wanted to be included.
Well, Daz, finish out the schedule. I stopped with Space Station and plot twist. Let me know what you think about the final 2 games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to finish off our Summer Shuffle schedule, we have G2 Esports going to be taking on Rogue. You won't want to miss that one. G2 Esports back in the house, so you really want to see how they're playing when they're all in that same house together. And then you have 2 teams that have been up and coming recently. Team Envy with Turbo Pulsar taking on E United. That'll be our last match of the day. Both teams, again, on the come up, so we'll see how they meet up head to head.
When you started saying that, I felt like you were trying to practice for taking over The Price is Right. That's what I felt like, and that's not
feel
about.
like I could do
down to the Summer Shuffle.
This is
Can
the
we write our own
overall.
Summer Shuffle theme song?
I mean, if you play it on guitar, I'll sing it. Okay.
Perfect. We'll make it happen.
Awesome.
And this was day 2. This was the qualifier finals. Tomorrow is day 3. That's when we start the group stage, Wheel and Deal, and Online Mafia. So if you missed some days and you were going to come back for one, tomorrow would be the day. That's when things really start to spice up. And then the rest of it is going to be fun too. The grand finals, Wheel and Deal, Online Mafia. It's going to be a fun event. So Jorby, Daz, I think I can speak for all of us. Oh well. For what? I'm hearing production is saying they want to hear the bracket. They want to see the bracket.
This is Group
Okay,
A.
fine.
Ooh.
Production, have your way. You know, it's honestly who leads who. If the production team brings up a graphic, I feel like we have to talk about it.
Exactly.
That's true. That's
So look
very
at
true.
that.
You know, I'm excited for G2 versus Rogue. Like,
Mhm.
I love this new Rogue team, and I love the current G2 that we're getting. Team House G2 against Rogue. Like, my heart kind of says G2, but like Rogue looks so good with
Well,
Turo and
dude,
Burst Killer. Oh,
Things are getting so spicy. Things are getting spicy. I think Omelette could do some damage in there. But now Plot Twist versus Space Station. With how good Plot Twist looked, we'll see. This is going to be a tough group. And also, with Envy being in the opposite group of NRG, I think everybody wants to see that Turbo versus NRG showdown as much as humanly possible.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, right
honestly,
now,
anytime Turbo Pulse is on my screen, I'm happy. Sorry, Des, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's like 4 really good teams that might be playing at their peak at the moment here. We'll have to see. But between G2, NRG, Space Station, and Envy, there's a lot of hot Rocket League action that you aren't gonna want to miss here in the Summer Shuffle.
Certainly. So, guys, I just want to say this was a fun day. Thank you to Monster for making this event possible, sponsoring this event. We got our monsters nearby. I have to not drink them until the end unless I fill. I mean, I guess I could drink them and fill them with water. I don't know. I just,
Well,
you
It's not
probably
product
can.
placement.
It is, but at the same time, I like.
What do you
that
mean?
0
I've been
sugar.
drinking mine. See?
Yeah.
Right here. It's open.
Guys, I guess I'll open the floor to you guys. Is there anything that you want to close the stream with before we sign off for good for today?
No, I had a blast today. Daz is always a joy to cast with, and I'm glad that we got to do a qualifying match together. James, you being the host, you know, this trio, we have history, and it's my favorite kind of history. So this was a lot of fun today. I'm excited for more as the week goes on.
To be honest, I feel like this is the nicest this trio has been to each other in one setting for an X amount of time. So I am glad that we are closing the show before it goes on too long. That being said, today's been a blast. Obviously, I've loved casting with everyone, me and CJ, and our quest to make saves less valuable is still under wraps. We saw so many different combos, especially James Turtle, Shogun, and Turtle. And all of this is happening. We have our teams and we have our stage set for tomorrow. And we're going to have some online mafia, some wheel and deal. I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's do it.
I'm excited too. It's been a really fun day. So on behalf of everybody here from the Summer Shuffle team, thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, treat each other with love. It's important. It'll help make this whole life experience a lot better. And I love Rocket League and I love BTS. I love Summer Shuffle. We're going to get more of it tomorrow. See you then.